have to FOIL. FOIL is first, outer, inner, last. So what we're going to do today and tomorrow is foiling in reverse. So our answers are going to look like that. So what we're going to do today is see the steps that align to FOIL. So you can see how we do FOIL in reverse using our new techniques with the magic X. So we get x squared plus 7x plus 3x plus 21, or x squared plus 10x plus 21. And then for the second one, we have x squared minus 3x minus 6x. Two negatives make a positive 18. Combining those middle terms, we get x squared minus 9x plus 18. Letter D, x squared minus 5x plus 2x minus 10, giving x squared minus 3x minus 10. And we have x squared plus 2x minus 6x minus 12, giving x squared minus 4x minus 12. So what you notice is in the first two, I switched up the oi, and in the second two, I did it the opposite. So what I was trying to show is that because multiplication and addition are commutative, it didn't matter if I did inner then outer or outer then inner. Either way, you'll get the same answer. So I know sometimes that we get caught up in the outer and inner. And the important thing to recognize is that it doesn't matter. So today we're looking at factoring with values of a equal 1. Today should be relatively easy for you. Tomorrow we're going to transition to a greater than 1, which are the ones that require a little bit more guess and check. So we have 3 cases that we're going to see when we factor quadratics. Case number 1 is the case in which you have 2 positives. So you have a positive x squared and a positive after x squared and a positive after bx. So if the c and bx term are both positives, then our factors will both be positives. So for example, we have x squared plus 7x plus 10. So you can apply the magic x. So it's the first times the last, but in a case of everything today, our first is going to be 1. So it's 10 and 7. If the a value is equal to 1, the factors we get on the side are the factors of the problem. So I need 2 numbers that multiply to 10 and add to 7 and are both positive because these are both positive. So that means this factors as x plus 5, x plus 2. Tomorrow, we're going to have to look at the case of FOIL. This 5 and 2 are going to take on a different property than they do here, but the magic x for them will be the same. Okay, example 2. X squared plus 8x plus 15. So once again, you need 2 numbers that multiply to 15 and add to 8 and are both positive because we have 2 positives in our problem. So that's going to be 5 and 3. Okay, and number 3, I have 18 and 11. So I need 2 numbers that multiply to 18 and add to 11. So that's 9 and 2. and 56 and 15. So that's 5, 8, and 7. All answers have to be written like what's in the box, making sure your parentheses are good. So that's case 1. Case 2 is a negative in the middle and a positive at the end. So if you have a negative in the middle and a positive at the end, both factors are negatives. So a negative in the middle and a positive at the end says both are negative. So you have x squared minus 9x plus 20. So you need two numbers that multiply to 20 and sum to negative 9. Since they're both negative, that'll be 5 and 4. Okay, x squared minus 11x plus 24. So again, positive 24, negative 11. So that's going to be negative 8 and negative 3. $60 and $17. Okay, so what two numbers multiply to give me 60 and sum to negative 17? And once again, are both negative. So that'll be 12 and 5. So here's that same 56 and 15. But now, since 56 is positive and 15 is negative, my 8 and my 7 are both negative. So you can see how you have the same numbers, but the factors change based on the middle term. So we always have to look for the signs of the middle term and the last term to help us determine the signs of the factors. And then we have one final case. The final case is the case in which the C term is now negative, but the B term could be positive or negative. So if the last term is negative, then my middle term is going to determine which factor gets which sign. So I'm going to have opposite signs, and then the middle term is going to determine which factor gets that sign. So if my middle term's positive, the larger factor will be positive. If my middle term is negative, my larger term will be negative. So in the case of this example here, my B value is positive. That means my larger factor will be positive. So I need two numbers that multiply to negative 10, but add to positive 3. So one will be negative and one will be positive. So in this case, it'll be a positive 5 and a negative 2. So negative 18 and positive 3. So since the middle term's positive, that means my larger factor is positive. So we have 6 and 3. So it gets you negative 18, and 6 minus 3 gets you positive 3. So that's x plus 6, x minus 3. And I know a lot of you don't need the magic x to do these, but tomorrow when we have values on the x squared, they're going to be a little bit more tricky. So it's just good practice to keep reviewing that magic x. And example 3, we have negative 10 and positive 7. So once again, my larger term is positive, my smaller is negative. So are there two numbers that multiply to negative 10 and add to 7? Let's think about our factors of 10. Does 5 and 2 work? No. Okay, so then that leaves you 10 and 1. So that doesn't work. So then this is an example of a prime factorization, meaning there are no factors of negative 10 that can sum to positive 7. This is considered a prime factor. Okay, negative 54 and positive 3. So again, I always think of 6 and 9 when I see 54. So 9 and negative 6 will in fact get me to negative 54 and positive 3. So your homework is those next 2 pages in that note packet. That homework, along with tomorrow's homework, needs to be uploaded by Monday. So you're doing the 5-3 factors with A equals 1 worksheet. Yes. Give me 2 minutes.